Hello guys, welcome to my channel Real-Time Animation Tutorials, and this channel is going to be dedicated mostly on real-time animations. And in this tutorial we are going to have a look at how to get best cinematic looking images, real-time rendering inside of Iclone7. So let's dive right into Iclone7 and have a look how we can achieve this real-time rendering. The first step is to change and adjust the lightings. So for that I am going to first of all turn off all the lights and go to Visual tab and change the IBO. So this is an outdoor scene, so I'm just choosing a suitable outdoor images. This image I downloaded from HDRI Heaven. So I'm also going to sync the sky so that I can see the sky. So this is how it looks. So the problem with the IBL is that it lights up the scene very well. However, the problem is it does not have any shadows. So let's move the sky according to our needs. Here the sun is just coming from the back side of our character, so I'm going to rotate the IBL so that the sun is directly in front of our character. So now you can see the intensity is a little too much. Here what I'm trying to achieve is a good reflection on her eyes. So if you look at her eyes, now you can see the reflection of the sun on her eyes. The goal here is actually to achieve a very flat kind of lighting, not very contrasty, but a very flat kind of lighting out of IBL. So I'm going to edit IBL in Photoshop. This is, and I'm trying to get this very low contrast image. There you go, and now you can see that the intensity is down and the lighting is much more flatter. So as you can see, the lighting is very flat and there are no shadows. So to create shadows we are going to use a key light. But before that, let's create a sphere and change the material so that it reflects the environment. Now as you can see here, you can see the key light, reflection of the key light on the sphere as well, and we are going to rotate the key light in such a way that it aligns our sun in the IBL. So this way what we can do is we can achieve shadow that is supposed to be created with IBL, but in iClone there is no such feature. So we are going to use the light. So now let's change the shadow settings and increase the resolution. So this is about it for the lighting. However, we are going to go back and forth and try to tweak the settings and try to create more natural looking image. So here I'm adjusting the shadow darkness of the key light and also playing with the strength of the IBL. So this actually depends upon the type of IBL images. This one is a morning scene, so I'm trying to, it's a bit kind of a difficult situation because there's a light coming from one direction. So the problem here is, as I decrease the strength of IBL, reflection in her eyes are also gone now. And so there are many different ways to light a scene, but this is the very basic and simplest way you can achieve. So let's have a look at this shadow properties. Now if you look at the sky, you can see that the sky is very dark, but I think the sky should be a little brighter. But if you change the IBL, it will also change our lighting. So here I am going to, we'll turn off the sync sky and we will edit the sky image settings separately. So here I'm trying to achieve a very contrasty image for the sky so that the sky looks brighter. I think this is looking too flat, so just to find out how the contrast image look, let's go to the effects panel and adjust the color edges so that we can get a very contrasty look to it. And Yep. So this is much better now. Let's change the lighting to match the sun. So in here basically we need to play with 3 settings, that is our key light, IBL, and effects panel, just adding some contrast. So there you go. And finally we are going to turn on our global illumination. Since this is an outdoor scene, I would add a fog, and I usually increase a bit of saturation in the fog and also increase the range of the fog, that is the start and end. I just tweak so that it affects the sky but not too much. Now let's change the ambient occlusion. So while adjusting the ambient occlusion, I just imagine the natural shadows. I just compare the ambient occlusion to natural shadow, how the light is falling and where the shadows should be as well. So that's how I adjust the ambient occlusion. Now the third step, let's change the camera, adjust the depth of field. And let's first render an image and have a look. So in real life, I don't think we can achieve such a shallow depth of field with this wide lens. So I try to imitate real scenario and real camera situation. So I'm going to go for very subtle effect. This is better, but there are a little bit problem at the front, so I'm just gonna decrease the front blur even more and render it one more time. And yeah, I think that's okay with when the camera is far with the wide shot, and when the camera is close, there is no depth of field effect. So first of all, I'm gonna excuse me, I'm gonna pick the target, our focus target. Then now I'm going to change blur. So when the camera is very close or the lens is above 50 mm, then the background is very blurred out. This is how cinematic camera will work. So I'm trying to imitate that. Now that's done, so we are done with the camera. Now the final step is, let's go to visual tab and adjust some post effect. So here I'm just going to add a static noise effect, and that is it. Let's save the project and let's render. For the render settings, I'm going for JPG sequence and turn on the super sampling, high quality depth of field. And let's export. So now, before making the final video, I do some color grading in my editing software, that is Premiere Pro. So to create a new adjustment layer, and what I'm gonna do is add some curves effect, RGB curves. So let's just add a bit of contrast to the image. And let's decrease the red. So there you go. So there is our subject separated from the background, since we have decreased a little bit of red. So that is it, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, and also if you have any suggestions for my next tutorial, please comment. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe, and please click the bell icon to get notified for next real-time animation tutorial. Happy animating!